Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. So today I'm going to touch on SBF, Sam Bankman-3, about the FTX collapse. So before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos that could be time sensitive or could be important. Also, you can follow me on Bitchute. Bitchute, I usually post this type of video. I can't even talk about in YouTube. If you're interested, you can go over to Bitchute and check them out. And also, I'm on Odysee and as well as Twitter, and of course, in Gather. Fun stuff I usually post in Rumble, and I also have a Patreon group. If you're interested, you can check them out as well. So let's talk about SBF Sam Bankman-3. Basically, he tried to blame everything to somebody else, and he revealed his story, his side of the story. He blamed CC target attack against FTX, and he claimed no funds were stolen and blamed the target attack on Alameda as the cause of collapse. But the thing is, he mingled the client funds with the Alameda Research, because Alameda Research is supposed to be a separate entity from the FTX exchange, right? So, so he launched. Sam Bankman-3, former FTX CEO, launched a Substack report. Which he detailed his version of the accounts of what happened at FTX. And he claimed no funds were stolen and attributed to the collapse to Alameda's inability to hedge against a market crash adequately. Basically, he blames on not enough liquidity, right? And he talked on Twitter on January 12th, argued FTX could still recover. Anyway, it's already filed for bankruptcy. What can you do? The former CEO currently confined to the parents' house according to the terms of his bail, and also the failure aligned the failure of the FTX to somewhere between the Voyager and Celsius. That's based on the report. He gave three reasons for the implosion, stating Alameda had 100 million in a billion in asset, which subject to both a market crash and an extreme quick target crash precipitated by the CEO of the Binance. And over the course of 2021, Alameda balance sheet grew to roughly about 100 billion in net asset value, 8 billion net borrowing, and 7 billion liquidity on hand. And Alameda failed to sufficiently hedge his market exposure. Over the course of 2022, a series of large broad market crash came in stock and in crypto, leading to the 80% decrease in market value of its asset. 80% of correction in crypto is nothing new. If you still remember back in 2017, the cycle, Bitcoin go all the way up to 20,000, nearly 20,000, and then go down all the way around 4,000. If you still remember that, so you're talking about 83% correction for the Bitcoin. So I think this is no excuse. If you're in crypto, you expect to have a 80-some percent, at least 80-some percent correction, and then you should hedge against those collapse. You should have enough liquidity to support the 80-some percent correction. This is based on historical data as well. So he cannot just blame on this. Come on. So this is nothing new. In November 2022, an extreme quick target crash by the CEO of Binance make Alameda insolvent. If your company is so easily by just influenced by one company, then there's some type of risk management involved too, right? And by the way, there were reports showing that the FTX already, Alameda already insolvent. Even CC pull out his initial investment. And so similarities to the impact of Three Arrow Capital collapse on exchanges such as Celsius, Voyager were made to Alameda's role in the downfall of the FTX. However, SBF did not directly address the argument that Alameda should never have had access to customer funds in the first place, right? When making the comparison. Alameda supposed to be a separate entity from FTX, and yet they commingling the funds together. And FTX.US insolvency, and he made a strong statement regarding the state of the FTX.US, claiming that it's ridiculous that FTX US user haven't been made whole and gotten their funds back yet. Oh, seriously? your FTX exchange is not available for withdrawal. Come on, this is ridiculous, man. And you already filed for bankruptcy. Now you're under those lawyer and all this accounting auditing firm paying high fees to get this mess. And FTX.US allegedly had over 300. Oops. Okay. My cat just kicking the mic. So, FTX.US allegedly had over 315 million cash beyond customer balance, according to the SBF. Below is a copy of the spreadsheet shared by the former CEO in the report. The figure represents the company's state at the time of the SBS removal. So basically, the customer balance, you have around 497 million, wallet balance 484 million, and then you have a FBO bank balance, corporate bank balance. Those are around maybe around 300 million something. So I don't know how they get to the total like this. It's just confusing how they anyway. So and then the potential for FTX US customer to be made whole has been consistently backed by SBF. He claimed the US arm of the company has never been insolvent. And also there's a legal conspiracy. Sullivan and Cowell and the general counsel were the primary parties strong arming and threatening him into naming the candidate. They themselves choose as CEO of the FTX. And then even I think the Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, have publicized their concern over Sullivan and Cowell's involvement in the case going forward, and a letter published by a group of senators stating that they were concerned about the impartiality of the firm. Put bluntly, the firm is simply not in a position to uncover the information needed to ensure the competence in any investigation or findings. And then SBF denies stealing any customer fund. He said he didn't steal funds, and I certainly didn't stash billions away. Really, all my assets were and still are utilizable to backstop the FTX customer. And this is in contradiction to the claims SBF appropriate user deposit into fund risky bet by Alameda Research, and the former CEO pointed to global market condition as the root cause of the collapse. I mean, come on, if you still remember the interview with Allison, Alameda Research, basically they are saying that they don't have any stop loss, right? Stop loss is non-existent. And then you have to take a lot of risks during those interviews. So in terms of risk management, it's basically zero for Alameda Research. This is just based on what I saw the interview from the Alameda Research, right? So I mean, now you just blame on somebody else. People just like to blame on somebody else and would not admit that, oh, I'm wrong and all that, right? And then this is the Alameda Research in late 2021. You have total asset, I think this is in millions, right? So on FTX 28.5, you have over 1,001. I guess this is in $1 million. I don't know. And then liabilities, you have 3 million. I guess 3 and then 15. Wait a minute. Yeah, so that's mean they're saying the net asset value still more. Based on the information, they're saying that just Solano loan was enough to cover the net borrowing, and then argue that Alameda 8 billion liquid position seems reasonable and not very risky. And after 94% decline in net value during 2022, the 100 billions of assets had only a few billion dollars of hedge, which was insufficient to support its needs. And he also went on taking a shot at the former Alameda CEO, saying BTC crashed 30%, and then you have BTC crash another 30%, BTC crash another 30%, and then you have rising interest rate, and then you have Luna went to zero, 3 Arrow Capital blew up, Alameda co-CEO quit, Voyager blew out, Botfly almost blew out, Celsius blew out, Genesis started shutting down, Alameda borrowed lending liquidity, went from 20 billion in late 2021 to 2 billion by late 2022. Basically, the liquidity dried up with the changes in the easy money policy, probably. The liquidity dried up in borrow lending market and public market, credit, private equity, venture, and pretty much everywhere, venture capital. Pretty much everywhere else, nearly every liquidity source in crypto, including nearly all of the borrowing lending desks, blew out over the course of the year. So basically, he blamed on the liquidity issues. And then you came November 2022, you came CC doing a long PR campaign against the FTX and the crash. And the November crash was a target attack on asset held by Alameda, not a broad market move. Anyway, the whole thing he blamed on somebody else. And I think the thing is like based on the on-chain data, the Alameda and FTX already insolvent even before CC pull out the capital. The CC pull out those initial investment is just accelerate the collapse of FTX Alameda. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but this is, I mean, people just like to blame on other people if something goes wrong. So let me know what you think. Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. Also share with your friends. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out the upcoming videos that could be time sensitive. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Gather, as well as Bitchute. Also on Rumble, and also have a Patreon group. Remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our wealth. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, commodity, and stock market can have inherent risk. Please use your due diligence. This video is only for entertainment purposes, not a financial advice. You should consult with your financial planner. And this, I cannot guarantee the accuracy of this video, and I'm not responsible for your money. You are responsible for your money, and do your own research. And peace out.